This is Gilmer, and this is episode 5 of my Let's Play 30 Years War, an AGOD title, AGEOD title, and the 30 Years War is set during the time period of 1618 to 1648, and it represents or it simulates the struggle between the Catholics and the Protestants of that time because they didn't get along at all. And so let's go back and let's resume our game. We're doing pretty well actually, and I really am pretty surprised at how easily I'm doing. Actually, I'm not that surprised because I'm pretty sure I've never checked it, but I'm pretty sure the options I have it on easy because I was told at one point that the age-odd people set these games up as default on easy so that people who are just getting into these games don't have a really hard time playing them and don't get discouraged and then go around and criticize the game and don't want to play it and don't want to buy other titles. It makes sense. I mean, you and I have all played games that were just absolutely freaking incredibly difficult from the start, and if you play that type of game for about 5 or 10 minutes, you get frustrated and you quit. I've done that on several games where I've just got frustrated with it and went ahead and quit. A couple of games that come to mind are, well, Dark Souls. I think is one of the ones, and I know it's set up to be difficult that way and take advantage of people who are looking for a very hardcore simulation. But sometimes you just get to the point where you're so frustrated you just quit. And that's what happened with me in that game. Anyway, my digression is that, I have I'm playing this game probably on very easy settings and I'm doing very well. And really, when I set up this channel, it wasn't to show you how great I am at playing these games. It was more to show you what can be done in these games, how fun they are, how interesting they are, how much when you play them, you want to learn more about that time period. You want to learn more about the people that lived during that time period, and like I said, like I've mentioned in previous Let's Plays, I I mentioned the books I read were set during kind of the 1600s in Germany in the region of Augsburg, and I like those books, and I want to bring those to people as well and let them enjoy them if they like historical literature. It's historical fiction, mystery, historical mysteries set in 16 probably 58 or 59. It's after the 30 Years War, and the main protagonist was a soldier during the 30 Years War, and he's since left the war or whatever, and the wars are over, and he's went back to his village, and he's the hangman in the village, and it's very interesting the profession of hangman during this time, and I won't give any more than that, but they're very interesting books. If you read them, you'll see what I mean, and they're very easy to read. So it's not like you're going to be slogging through a kind of a Moby Dick type of book. You're reading very easy books, very very interesting books that flow along pretty quickly. So anyway, I think based on my viewing of other Let's Plays that when I capture Pilsen, the Protestant Revolution will collapse. That doesn't mean the war is over, though, because I think the Dutch and the English and whoever else carry on the struggle. But the rebels themselves exit the game, and then it becomes more of a global type or continental type struggle between the Protestants and the Catholics. But for now, until I actually take Pilsen, That won't happen. But I am playing. I like the way these regions are a lot bigger so that you can move your units around and actually see. The Holy Roman Empire Expert Gunner. This decision was added 0 turns ago. I just added it and ends in 2 turns. The decision can be removed by doing a right click on the icon. Expert Gunner can only target siege cities. Heavy artillery must be present. Cost 5 EPs. Do I have heavy artillery? I would say that's heavy. 24-pound artillery, I think, is, yep, it's called heavy artillery. That's what it says in its little icon. So, yes, it is present. Cost 5 EPs, engagement points, will create a 30% chance of a breach in a besieged fortification or city. So, I'm hoping that I'll get a breach here fairly quickly. We still have several months before winter comes on, so I'm hoping if I get this breach, we will be able to go ahead and take Pilsen and collapse a rebellion. Over here, we're besieging Mannheim. This force is not very strong, I do not think. He is somewhat strong, but I don't know how strong. But I think my force of 375 is probably more than enough, especially if he moves across the river to attack me, that it'll be more than enough to fend him off. And once Pilsen is captured, then I can possibly move through Nuremberg down here. This region is locked right now. Oh, and Bamberg. I was just mentioning those books, The Hangman of Schongau or The Hangman's Daughter books. And the next book is going to be called Werewolf of Bamberg, and it comes out this month, actually, I believe. And I have it on pre-order. It only cost me $2.50 as a digital book. I mean, you can't beat that. You really can't. I was looking at digital books the other day, and there was a 190-page book, and it was a mystery book set in the 1600s in England, and it was 190 pages. It was a digital book, and they wanted $24.99 for it, and the hard copy is $27.99. I mean, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I mean, I know books are getting a little bit more expensive, but that seems a little high for a 190-page book. It really does. Okay. What else are we looking at? Do I want to come down here and fight this guy? I don't know if he even has any troops. He's been sitting down here forever. And there is some kind of slight bug, I think, with the game where if a enemy general is without troops after being defeated, that he'll just hover around in a region, and you can't really capture him or get him because his evade value is so high. And that might be the case here. So let's just see, because we're active, put him on offensive, and then if that doesn't work out, we'll just move him back to Linz. He's doing fine. He's inactive. He's doing fine. He is active, but I guess I could start moving up here to Breslau. Breslau being the famous or infamous location of a Nazi death camp in World War II. Gorlitz, I don't know too much about Gorlitz. Dresden, I think Dresden was bombed by the Allies in World War II. Was Dresden the one that they firebombed? Maybe, I'm not sure. I think it is. Wurzburg. See, I know a little bit about a lot of these places. Mannheim was I think a major industrial center during World War II, and Wurzburg, I think a piano type is built here. A certain fairly well-known brand of piano is built in Wurzburg, but I'm not positive about that one. That supply is sitting out there just nice and pretty, isn't it? I wish I could just go down and snatch it up, but I don't think I really could at this point. He is in better shape than he was, but I guess if I were to add him, he would be right about the same power as he used to be. Or, wait a minute, him. That's more like it. So then he would be a power of about 800. And somebody was I was watching this. I forget what button he clicks. Here we go. If you hover over this, up on top it says Dampierre's detachment 6,026 men, 18 horses, 6 cannons. But down here you can see each one of their numbers for each unit or each little formation within the larger formation. All right, so let's take a look at F9. Protestants' morale is 93. That's not bad, but I'm at 108. Much better. Prague is controlled by rebels. Hamburg is controlled by rebels. Magdeburg, which is the site of a famous sack. I think Count Tilly's army sacked Magdeburg during the 30 Years' War, and it was a fairly famous or infamous sack of the city. I might need to read up on it, but I think there was a lot of slaughter. Okay. So everything's looking okay. I talked to actually he didn't reply to me, so I posted a message to the developer on this because I don't think this is working. Because every turn he's showing up. It was working earlier in the game. But now, every turn he shows up as being available for aid. But then I never get a message because I chose him last time and I chose him the time before. And it's usually a message here that says, the Pope has sent help. And I don't see it. I don't think it's occurring. And that's why I think he's still available the next turn, because it hasn't occurred. And I don't think there's any reason why it shouldn't occur, but for some reason it's not occurring. Let's make sure look at that. Let's make sure there we go. Let's build some. It's a good time to build some Cossacks regiment. Yeah, I got in trouble before when I was buying units left and right, so I'm not going to buy it. No. Okay. We're ready. We're ready for the next turn. So let's save it and let's run this turn. And another thing that people are talking about is, especially that random gamer is having a lot of trouble with crash to desktops. I've not had that trouble with this game, but the big difference between him and me, or his games and my games, is that, or my setup is, I'm on Windows 10. I upgraded to Windows 10, and he's on Windows 7, and he mentioned in one of his Let's Play episodes that it seems to be happening to people with Windows 7. So it's not happening to me, which I'm much grateful for, because I really don't handle crash to desktops very well, as everybody who knows me. See, I don't think he has any troops, because we would have engaged him if he did. So he's just down there, Von Thurn and Holy. I don't know what his name is. And let's see what's going on here. Oh, I just played that one turn ago, but it doesn't show up. All right. Some Spanish troops are sent to Flanders. We are besieging Mannheim. We are besieging Pilsen. Nothing happened to either one of them. Light Cavalry Regiment, Croatian. Wait a minute. All right. Maraudis reinforcements have arrived in Gamunden. The third group received cuirassier. Upkeep of the units in the field has cost us 2 money. An attempt to perform the decision expert gunner in Pilsen was unsuccessful. That is very disappointing to me. So we will try it again. I wonder if I can build troops over here. I could build some... Well, I could build some in Augsburg. Catholic Bavarian Regiment. Yeah, why not? Watch. Gregory the 15th will send aid. No, he won't, but we'll try him again. So, as you can see, there are some bugs in this game, but look at that. Sweet. Huh. I think that's because the Spanish... Oh, there's a couple here. Oh, I don't need to do that. I do not need to do that. I only have 11 gold. Supposedly, if you get a lot of... your morale goes up high enough, your regions will produce more money, more supplies. That'd be pretty sweet. And if the rebels collapse, which I'm hoping they will pretty quickly, they get a loss of 10 morale. I don't know if we get any or not. Any bump. So let's see. F9, they're up to 93. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go and see what happens. I don't think this guy's going to move across that river and attack Cordoba. He's active. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. What's assault? Because it's a size 1 fort. I think with 1 breach I can assault the fort. I don't know if that rule is actually working in this game or that's a rule in this game, but at least I know in To End All Wars you had to have, if it's a size 3 fort, you had to have 3 breaches before you could start assaulting. So I'm applying that to every game I play, but it could be wrong. There's a small town right there. Ooh, and it's being controlled by the Protestants. I don't like that. Oh, and I can't play it on that, can I? Oh well. I like these little mercenary, but I don't have the money right now. So, we won't do it. F5, F6. What'd I tell you? Pope Gregory. He has, he's kind of ignoring us. There we go. This sound is in a bad loop or something. I'm gonna have to close this and restart. Make it a small let's play. I'll see you in a little bit.